Welcome back, everyone here to Bronx Talks. They got a very special video for you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about Yoshi Yamamoto and what will it take for the New York Yankees to sign him. Obviously, he's number one on the Yankees board. He's number one on their list after acquiring Juan Soto. He is the big target right now for the New York Yankees, and not just the Yankees, but a ton of other big market teams as well. The Los Angeles Dodgers are going hard after Yamamoto. The New York Mets and other teams are in play as well. It's going to be definitely tough for the Yankees to bring him in, but we're going to be talking about how they can get the job done and make Yoshi Yamamoto a member of the New York Yankees.
Yeah, we'll get into money a little later, but just a general sense of where the teams are at right now. So the Dodgers were, a lot of people presumed they were favorites after they deferred Otani's money. And also it came out that they had Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Shohei Otani all in attendance at the meeting. Many people were over speculating. However, just yesterday, Bob Nightingale came out and said Yankees are still the favorites. Now, me and Ryan have both said this. There's been a lot of false reporting this year. So who knows what's really true? But I
Yeah.
really think all the teams are in it right now. We also know that the Giants were willing to offer Otani's contract. They said they would have gone that high. So you have to think if they were willing to give out $700 million, they'd be willing to go 300, 350 for Yamamoto. So I think it's really, the big three teams have been the Mets, Dodgers, Yankees, but I think the Giants will also be in play now a little bit. So I think it's really going to come down to those four, and then it'll kind of be Yamamoto's choice because I'd imagine all the financial numbers should be pretty similar. But where do you
Yeah.
think the contract's going to end up, years and money wise? Quick 15-second interruption. Foco just released new Juan Soto Yankees bobbleheads. You can purchase it through the first link in our description, but there's only a limited amount. So get one before time runs out. And again, first link in the description.
It's going to be tough because I think it's going to come down, my personal opinion, I think it's going to come down to the Yankees and the Dodgers. John Heyman said today, I believe as of Thursday, that the Yankees and the Dodgers are co-favorites for Yamamoto. So I think it's going to go back and forth, sort of a bidding war. The Yankees might offer more years, the Dodgers could counter, vice versa. I do think it's going to be somewhere around 300 million, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but I'd say anywhere from 290 to 325. And I could see the contract being around, anywhere from 8 to 12 years, somewhere in that range. Maybe even a little higher than that. But I'd say in the ballpark of that, it's hard to give an exact number, but I do think there's going to be a lot of back and forth. There could be back and forth going on right now, Christian. I'm sure the Yankees offered Yamamoto a contract when they met with him. I'm sure the Dodgers did as well. And as of right now, there could be a lot of back and forth going between those teams. And I just think it's going to come down to, not the financials so much, not the years, unless the Dodgers totally blow out the Yankees or something like that. I just think it's going to come down to Yamamoto's preference. I think he's going to evaluate both clubs, and I think he's just going to make a decision that feels best for him, and go somewhere where he's going to be comfortable, not only playing but living in that city as well. And I think it's just going to come down to what team he wants to play for more, the Pinstripes or the Los Angeles Dodgers. So it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, and you have to assume he just doesn't know yet. But, and he's coming to a conclusion soon because keep in mind, he doesn't have, the entire offseason. Once someone gets posted, I believe it's only 30 days until they have to make a decision. So, that's coming up. And that's all what it is money wise. But just talking about what he would do for the Yankees is is crazy because they've already had an amazing offseason going out and acquiring Soto, Verdugo, the trade with the Dodgers, stocking up their bullpen, getting more depth. So Yankees are in a really great position here, much better than they were walking into 2023. But we've talked about, how in the Soto trade, they've lost a lot of pitching depth. And not just depth, but Michael King was supposed to be one of their top starters this year. Of course, he hasn't really been
Mm,
stretched out. Who knows how many innings he could really throw, but he was going to be like a pretty important part, even if he was a long reliever. So you do
yes.
kind of need, and you don't need to, but your rotation does get worse from trading King. So if you want to get your rotation back to where it was and even better, Yamamoto's the move. And yes, they addressed the offense, and that's great because that was the big problem. But your pitching staff did take a little bit of a hit. And
Yeah.
the Yankees are going to have to stock the depth up with, spring training invitees and all that, but
Mm,
I think
yep.
one big move like Yamamoto really solidifies this offseason and puts the Yankees from an 82 and 80 team to a World Series favorite.
Mm. Yeah, I think it puts them back on the map. Everyone's mentioned this. It would send the message the evil empire is back. And also another thing, Christian, you brought up the rotation. You bring Yamamoto to the Bronx, you put him into that rotation. I think it's a lot of friendly competition that goes on in that rotation. Carlos Rodon came in New York last year looking to be the number 2 guy behind Garrett Cole, right? And he had a bad season. Yamamoto's coming in there 25 years old. He's ready to kill it in the big leagues. I think there could be a lot of competition there between, him, Rodon, Yamamoto, and Cole, those 3 guys, a lot of friendly competition. I think they could learn a lot from one another. They're 3 pitchers that I would say are in that elite class level. And I think it'd just be really good for the rotation. I think it would help a lot of the other guys out like Clark Schmidt. And I feel like the rotation would mesh as a group. And I just love it. All the back and forth conversations that would be had amongst the starting pitchers.
Yeah, he would be an awesome fit. And we should have more information. Again, I really think, the rumors are going to start heating up. We'll probably have a crazy day where we think he's on one team and then he's not. And then we'll eventually get the conclusion. But it really should be coming. I'd expect it, to be honest. I would probably expect it before Christmas. I'm not sure when the deadline is, but if I had to guess, I think it's going to come next week. And my official prediction would be Yamamoto signs with the Yankees for 10 years, $320 million.